Hello everybody and welcome to the Great Guild Wars 2 countdown. There are only 2 or 1 days remaining till the launch of Guild Wars 2. The parenthesis now, I'm quite cunning, is now for people who have pre-ordered, by the way. So that's how that's working. If you pre-ordered, you've got 1 day left. If you haven't, if it's just been under your radar, you've got 2 days remaining. The footage in the background comes from me. Yeah, this is actually me. This loading screen here, this is, I'm playing the game. So for today, we are still going to do news, we are still going to do Q&A, but I also thought I'd do a little bit of a section talking about my first experiences with Guild Wars 2 now that it is launched for us pre-purchase people, just to kind of whet the appetite, I suppose, of, hey, people that are in-game as well already, and those of you who are still just waiting 1 more day if you've pre-ordered, or 2 if Guild Wars 2's just been totally under your radar. So we'll wait till this loading screen ends and then we'll talk about news. Okay, there we go, much better. So I'm just going to be running around basically for news. Just before the game launched the other day, ArenaNet put out a new video of the game. It wasn't anything absolutely amazing, I've got to be honest, but they did put out a new video. It was essentially to advertise the Digital Deluxe items, one last grab, I suppose, of people that hadn't actually bought Digital Deluxe, but obviously do now have the option to for 2,000 gems in the gem store. In case you're wondering, that compares to 800 gems for character slots. I actually did still get a comment from someone saying, oh, these things aren't exclusive, this is going to be so annoying, oh, they told us that we do blah 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 blah. But still, with 2,000 gems, even all of the comments about how they never really said it was going to be exclusive in the first place aside, 2,000 gems, I still don't think many people will buy it. But it did show off the Misfire Wolf, in fact, and it did show off the miniature Ritlock. The most interesting thing about the video, really, is it shows some interesting locales. One of them was the Diamond Priory, which you could vaguely see in the background, and the other one was an image of ore. I'm not sure how people might feel about that, because that kind of spoils what ore looks like in a very small way. And that's something I think a lot of us were excited to see and find out for ourselves. But that is what they put out. It was a video that they did. Hello, Mr. Lazy Worker. I wish I could. This worker I always came up to and I was like, oh, for God's sake, I really want to be able to get you to work like you can with everyone else that's pissing about in various places in the game, but you can't. Anyway, so that's pretty much it for news. I also, a while ago, they mentioned you could get a hat in Guild Wars 2, actually through the gem store, which you can buy and get for yourself, and that will only be available till 20th of September, something like that. That'll be one of those things you wear to say, hey, look at me, I was here when the game launched. So be sure to pick that up. Also, that is completely free. It doesn't cost any gems to get, so don't worry about that. No news on the eye or anything like that, but I'll tell you as soon as something happens with it. I mean, I'm expecting now it to happen on real launch. Something's going to happen with that live action thing, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, I wanted to really talk a little bit about my experiences of the game. So it launched, yeah, as you may all be aware, it was a little bit rough ride when it very first launched. I tried my damnedest to get a whole load of different character names. Didn't really get any. I managed to reserve one for a friend though, but I didn't manage to get any I wanted. They were just gone immediately. Naturally, I tried the human gods, but they were just... They were gone, so that's a shame. But hey, we managed to get in. There were a few problems with people getting stuck in tutorial areas. Overall, I think it was very smooth. The game itself has been playable, very much playable, but there were some problems with things like parting with people. Even, in fact, until just before I was finishing playing, there were still problems like that with people being able to play. Oh, stupid scout took too long. So there were problems with grouping up, and shards have been a little bit weird here and there. The auction house and the gem store have very much been pretty much offline. Various things like that have been a bit hiccupy, but the game has been playable, which I think I've seen a lot of people commenting saying, oh, this has been such a bad launch. Actually, for most MMOs, I think it's been a pretty reasonable launch, so I've been really happy with it. It's been mostly playable. There was that big section after, I don't know, 6 hours where the servers went totally down and died. There was a very funny video that was posted by someone. I think that happens with pretty much every MMO launch, but it was a lot of these puppets that were the ArenaNet server employees. And they were pissing about with the computer, which was all very funny and good. But yeah, so that all happened. The servers did come up, and I just played pretty much solidly through it. I'm not the kind of player that's been rushing or anything like that. I know a lot of people are rushing to level 80, doing all that. I'm really just trying to savour it for my main and experience it at my own pace. I am the kind of player that will get very much into Guild Wars 2 and kind of go all out hardcore. I hate the term, but I will probably end up being like that. But I take my time as I go through it. So on that first time, if you look down in the bottom left-hand corner here, I played for 16 hours 40 minutes. That was all from my first play session, and I didn't stop to film or anything like that. It was obviously longer than that. I was up because I was up the day before, and then we had the three hours like where it was down, so I was pretty knackered. I've just kind of come back from about 12 hours of sleep, which is a lot for me, and now I'm coming in and starting to film for you guys. In that time, as I say, taking my time. I played a lot with my friends. We did all kinds of cool stuff. I took loads of screenshots because I always regretted never taking much screenshots when I first got into Guild Wars 1. I don't really have those. But yeah, so basically, one of the first things we did was we just got 100% in Divinity's Reach, and we got 100% in Queensdale as well. We kind of I took them into my personal story. I also went out with Mike. An awful lot of it was Mike. Pretty much everyone kind of gave in and went to bed. It was only me and Mike left for a long time, and then even Mike left, and I was up for about an hour or two after that. And I kind of came here and just started running around with him a bit here. Haven't really done much for Wayfarer Foothills or Holbrack, but really on the face of it, it doesn't look like we've done that much, but it's been an awful lot of fun, and we've experienced a lot of different stuff. Got a really good idea of different personal story things and what's going on in their different branches and stuff now, because the wiki as well has been down for an awful lot of the time. But I did get my dailies for last night as well, which is quite cool. And my achievement points, I suppose, is some measure of progress in some way. I'm almost on 200. I've seen a lot of people, actually, you can press Y, obviously, and look at people that have followed you in-game that you haven't followed back, kind of thing. And I can actually get a reasonably good sample of what other people have got. So this guy here is on 194. I've seen a few people breaking 200. Obviously, as time goes on, this guy's doing pretty well. As time goes on, they'll get higher and higher and higher. But yeah, 234 here. I think he's the highest, so congratulations to you, sir. But yeah, that's kind of my progress with the game. I've enjoyed it a hell of a lot. The Let's Play will be coming. I wanted to have it out on the first day, really, but I'll probably film that today, and we'll be going from there. But yeah, it's just been really fun, and I'd like to know, really, how you guys have been experiencing. What have you been doing for your first day? Have you bothered with 100% completion? I've spent a lot of time complaining that it's not really the most fun way to go about the game, but somehow, even though I've been trying to take my time, I've ended up doing just that. What the hell? Really? Did you just go all the way over there? I've just ended up doing just that, and I haven't felt rushed, and I've actually been enjoying it very much, so I mean, I don't know what to say to that. It's just been a really good experience. So I'm just going to run around fighting stuff now. We'll go to the questions and answers, and yeah, we'll take it from there. So enjoy. This is just me pissing about in the Queen's Tower. I don't even know what I'm going to do, really, but yeah. I should probably clarify, actually, that I am still, once again, in case you missed it in the previous, I am still using community footage. It's just for today. I really wanted to let you guys see my character a bit. So as you can see, it's a Mesmer. I think I dinged to level 18 in this footage as we go forward now. So that's quite cool. And yeah, that's pretty much my main. It's a continuation of my main in Guild Wars 1, who was also a human male Mesmer. That's the only reason I picked the Mesmer, really. I didn't really like that much the direction that ArenaNet went with the Mesmer in Guild